So I've started a new segment of content on my channel, which is going to include me painting nails, talking about places, myths, folklore, legends, etc. Everything associated with Cornwall, which is where I'm based. So today we're going to do some painting while I talk about Bodmin Jail. So Bodmin Jail is an attraction. It attracts a lot of people. Now it's been converted into a hotel. But one of the most famous things it's known for is the ghost hunting and paranormal activity, which we'll get to a little bit later. But first, we're going to start with some dark history. Built in 1779, Bodmin Jail was designed by architect Sir John Cornwall. The jail held originally 67 cells. And then in 1850, the jail was declared unfit for purpose and was rebuilt to house 220 cells in 1861. This included a separate section for men, around 149 cells, women, about 51 cells, punishment, 8 cells, and reception, 12 cells. The prison held men, women, and children. Bodmin Jail holds records of over 50 executions for such crimes as rape, murder, and stealing, 8 of which were women. Most executions were viewed by the public. Earlier executions took place at Bodmin Common at the edge of town between 1802 and 1828. Drop gallows were used in the field outside the front of the jail. Between 1834 and 1856, a new drop was used over the main gate. This was known as the standard or short drop. This method was more torture, as it did not always break the vertebrae immediately, leaving the condemned to die a slow and often painful death by strangulation. And in 1868, a new law was declared that executions needed to be in private. An execution shed, or the pit, was constructed inside the jail. William Marwood, born in 1872 and died in 1883, was the pioneer of the long drop, which was deemed a more humane way based on the calculations of the length of the rope needed for the individual, depending on sex, height, weight, and build. In 1897, new gallows were constructed at the jail. Parts of the gallows are still visible today at the front of the jail. The last execution recorded was in 1909. In 1911, the women's section of the jail was closed. In 1916, the civilian male section of the jail was closed. In 1923, the last inmates in the jail are the Navy. That section was closed. Bodmin Jail was officially decommissioned and closed in 1927. Cornwall no longer had a prison. To the gallows. Here are a few of the many that lost their lives by execution at Bodmin Jail. John Vanstone and William Lee. They were the first confirmed to hang at Bodmin Jail. Charged with burglary, they were sent to the gallows and executed on Wednesday the 1st of September 1802. Elizabeth Osborne, charged with setting fire to her former boss, Mo of Corn. She was sent to the gallows and executed on the 6th of September 1831. Sarah Polgreen, charged with the murder of her husband via rat poison in his food. She was sent to the gallows and executed on Saturday the 12th of August 1820. Elizabeth Commons, charged with the murder of her illegitimate child soon after birth by beating its head against its crib. She was sent to the gallows and executed on Friday the 8th of August 1828. It is said that the dissection of her body was done publicly, as if to warn others. The Lightfoot brothers, charged with the murder of Neville Norway, a merchant in a highway robbery gone wrong, sent to the gallows and executed on Monday the 13th of April 1840. Approximately 25,000 people watched this public execution. Matthew Weeks, charged with the murder of Charlotte Diamond, sent to the gallows and executed on the 12th of August 1844. This still stands as one of Cornwall's most famous crimes. James Holman, charged with the brutal murder of his wife, who was 7 months pregnant. By caving her head in with a clothes iron and ramming her head into an open fire, sent to the gallows and executed on the 3rd of April 1854. His executioner was William Colcraft. John Dodge, charged with the murder of John Drew, sent to the gallows and executed on the 18th of August 1862. This was the last public execution. Selina Watch, charged with the murder of her youngest child, Henry, by throwing him down the well. She was sent to the gallows and executed on the 15th of August 1878. She walked shackled from her cell. It only took approximately 10 to 15 steps before she reached the gallows. Her last words were, "Lord, deliver me from this miserable world." Some reports state that she killed 2 of her children, where some say 1. William Bartlett, charged with the murder of his 2-week-old illegitimate baby, sent to the gallows and executed on the 13th of November 1882. Valerie Giovanni, charged with the willful murder of Victor Bailifa, a seaman native to Jersey, sent to the gallows and executed in 1901. William Hampton, charged with the murder of his girlfriend Emily Tradrea, sent to the gallows on the 20th of July 1909. And then there were those that were saved from the gallows. William Gregory. He was charged with stealing property from Richard Micklem. He was sentenced to 14 years and was released on Monday the 16th of May 1834 at the age of 18. Henry Bailey, charged with breaking into a local brewery, stealing beer and causing damage. Henry received 12 lashes and he went on to spend a further month of hard labour at Bodmin jail. William Harding, October 1854. The 15-year-old was held in his cell on the charge of stealing a frail or basket, property of William Matter. Elizabeth Fillmore, convicted of stealing a cake from John Spargo, a shirt and trousers from James John. She was sentenced to 7 years and was released on the 15th of August 1848. Some lighter crimes were forging a £2 note, stealing wheat, or sheep stealing. Some remain. Bodmin Jail is one of the most notoriously haunted locations in Cornwall, welcoming in paranormal investigators from all over the world. A few known hauntings. Either John or James Lightfoot have been seen down on the ground floor cells. And Jeffries has been sighted roaming around the jail. Selena Watch is believed to haunt the jail, focusing on pregnant women and young children. Matthew Weeks' sighting of him wandering around the jail pleading his innocence have been reported. Mr. Shuffles is the nickname of an unknown figure, a tall, looming figure said to stand behind you, named Mr. Shuffles because of the sounds you hear, as if he was walking. The reputation around him is very uncomfortable and dark. It is said he likes shiny objects, and reports of necklaces dropping, earrings falling out, and cufflinks coming undone have been made. Apparitions of a priest have been seen in the chapel. Shadows and shapes have also been seen. Hands have been held, shouting and crying and hearing "get out" have also been reported. Visitors have reported feeling uneasy, a feeling of being watched, cold spots, hearing footsteps, keys rattling, and unexplained noises. Along with these reports, EVPs have been collected, along with photographic evidence that cannot be explained. Activity has been reported in the old courtroom, which originally was the jail morgue, with lights and orbs that cannot be explained, along with flashing lights. Cell 4, Navy cell, which was originally part of the women's section. This cell is now bricked up due to unpleasant experiences. When the renovations were under construction, young workers, men, were left to feel uneasy, uncomfortable, in a sexual way. Women were pushed away and shoving was also reported. In the jail's information board, it shares that 47 people have passed out due to paranormal experiences, and 17 people, and counting, have experienced submersions, possessions. Further information. Henry Leonard Brobeat was the last governor of Bodmin Jail, born in 1858 in Coventry. Reverend Thomas Austin, the last chaplain at Bodmin Jail. Born in 1854 in North Devon, Thomas was ordained in 1880. He died at 79 in 1934. Richard Amos Dodge was the last chief warden at Bodmin Jail. Born in 1859 in Saltash, he died at 86 in 1945. The closure of Bodmin Jail. In 1929, the building was auctioned off after closure to demolition men. After removing the smaller buildings, they attempted to blow up the larger wings with dynamite so the building materials could then be sold for a profit. Most of the buildings were demolished and left as ruins. Between the 1960s and 1980s, the remaining buildings were used for a fishmonger's, a car garage, a badminton court, a casino, and also a nightclub known as the 99 Club. In the 1990s, it later became a museum and a pub, hosting functions and events while attracting paranormal investigators. In 2016, Tudor hotels saved the jail from being condemned and demolished, and redevelopment started. In 2021, a £65 million investment was made into the Grade 2 listed building. During the renovations, old fireplaces were uncovered. The old jail columns were found, along with doorways, and some human remains were discovered too. The execution shed, or the pit, was rediscovered and now stands as part of the museum. A spike in activity also grew since the renovation started, again attracting paranormal investigators from all over the world. Bodmin Jail today. Today the jail stands as a luxury hotel, offering state-of-the-art technology while embracing the history attached to the jail. Each room is crafted from 3 of the cells, and it retains some of the original features of the jail. It is reported that the most haunted room in the jail is cell 311. Many people have been reported to request room changes, to have disturbed nights, to generally feeling like they're being watched. It is a very uncomfortable place to be, some have said. The museum itself is still run. You can take yourself around the jail. It does have information about the cells, about the prisoners, about the history of the jail throughout. Or you could book yourself in for a guided tour. The staff play parts and roles to keep the ambience of the old jail. Ghost tours and prisoner experiences are also available. You can book them if that's what you fancy. It also offers seasonal activities and attractions too throughout the year. It still attracts ghost hunters from everywhere. So along with the museum, it also offers a restaurant, so you can have something to eat while you're there, and also a gift shop on site, so you can purchase some memorabilia for yourself. I visited the jail a long time ago before it became a museum, and I will be going back very soon. The museum itself is a perfect homage to the history of the jail and the inmates. And the addition of the hotel and restaurant, it gives you everything you could possibly want if you're a spooky girl like me. The staff as well play a part of the experience, whether they are dressed up as a prisoner or a warden. You can get the whole experience as well as the luxury feel of the hotel if you wanted to stay there. I do want to stay in room 311, I'm not going to lie. I do like the things that go bump in the night. I'd also like to thank Reese Crocker, who is housekeeping supervisor, whose office is actually part of Selena Wadge's old condemned cell. That is now his office. So I'm going to try and keep up with this series at least once a month because I've really enjoyed the experience of doing it. It could be the haunting side of Cornwall. Of course, we're famous for our witches, Merlin's Cave in Tintagel. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe.